I'm Weston. I talk about the Jets. Ah, you get it. Week 10, the Jets lost 16-12 to the Las Vegas Raiders. They fall to 4-5. God, what else could you want? I believe going into the game, the odds of the Jets making the playoffs with a win was like 50, and with a loss became like 15. You can pencil that in as a 0. Call me a pessimist. It's over. It's over. Right? Because of the next 2 games, you're probably going to be 4-7. It's over. You were gifted 2 really good winnable games out of the bye. Well, 3 out of the bye. You get one of them, and then you fail to score a touchdown in the other 2. And by the way, the only touchdown you scored out of the bye, the only touchdown they've scored out of the bye week was a 1-yard screen pass from the 50. Oh God, I love this team. It's so good. It's so good. That's sarcasm, by the way, in case you can. I need to know how it is physically possible for this team to still be this bad. We're going to get more. This game sucked. You know that this game sucked. You can look at the box score and see that the game was bad. The Jets scored 4 field goals to brush through them. 3 on the first 3 drives. That's great. The game ended when Zach Wilson stepped out at the 3. Because immediately following that play on one of the field goal drives, the 3rd field goal drive, he steps out at the 3. Immediately they take a holding call. I think it was C.J. Uzomah, by the way. I mean this in the very best possible way. I don't ever want to see C.J. Uzomah suit up again. I get that he's a cool personality and he dyes his hair funny colors. I never want to see him in a Jets helmet again. That was a neat experiment. We're done here. We're done with that. We're moving on to the next thing because, oh my God. It didn't work. It didn't work even a little bit. And I gotta be honest with you, not only is Conklin better at both as a blocking tight end and as a receiving tight end, for God's sakes, Jeremy Ruckert might be better at both. We're on to the next thing. Couple of massive holding calls that just totally stall out drives. The Jets were undisciplined as hell again. Every complaint I had last week, minus the Zach Wilson stuff, reigns true to this week. And even some of the Zach Wilson stuff reigns true to this week. Every single complaint. They are undisciplined. The play calling is awful. I've already screamed enough during the game and during the first few takes of this that my throat is completely cooked. And I still have at least one more video to make tonight. That's fun. Anyway, the play calling was bad again. It improved slightly until you reached the 30, and then it reverted to run, pass. Or run. That was a lot of fun seeing that happen. Just 3 straight run plays on the first night in weeks that Zach Wilson hasn't looked like a pumpkin from the minute the game started. And the thing that sucks the most about this, right? And I want to be very abundantly clear. I am not saying that you should find joy in people losing jobs. That isn't how I mean. But with other teams, even when you're having a bad season, there's an end to the means. Almost every single time. It's either that you're going through one last year before you get to rebuild it all, or maybe you're in the rebuild. And yeah, you suck, but you can see a light at the end of the tunnel. Or, wow, this regime hasn't worked out, but you know what? Just finish off the season. Maybe you're a team maybe you're one of the teams that just doesn't fire during the regular season. You have to wait till the off season happens before you clean house. That's not happening. The Jets aren't doing this in pursuit of a draft pick, clearly. And no one's leaving. Nothing's going to happen. No players, certainly no big name players are going to be moved. No coaches are getting fired. Nothing's changing. Like, going into next season, they could lose out. They could finish 4-13, and nothing changes going into 2024. Not a damn thing changes. Right? Douglas gets to stay. Saleh gets to stay. Hackett gets to stay. The only person I would actually, at this moment in time, be like, yeah, I want them back. I actively want them to return is Ulbrich. That's it. Right? And by God, the fact that Ulbrich hasn't murdered a person on the sideline yet is a testament to how much of a saint that man is. He is coordinating one of the best defenses in the NFL. I am... If this team had the just most average offense... Like, what is it? What's the statistic? It was last week, it was 21-4 over the last 25 if they could score the league average of 23. Make it 22-4 over the last 26. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve this, man. Your heart goes out to the defense. Another incredibly winnable game. Like, the only touchdown they allow was a dude getting mossed. And that was just a beautiful play by the Raiders. That wasn't even a defensive breakdown. What do you want him to do there? Like, genuinely, any other self-respecting team, at the end of the season, Douglas would be gone, Saleh would be gone, Hackett would already be gone. It's been that bad, guys. It's been that bad. You bring in a new weapon at wide receiver. You bring in a new star at running back. You might say, well, Weston, those guys just haven't worked out. I cannot emphasize it enough to you how important personnel usage and play calling is. Like, Hackett would be gone anywhere else. But he gets to stay because he's Rodgers' guy, and you traded everything to go get Rodgers. But then Rodgers died on the fourth play, and now you're waiting for him to return probably next year, because at this point, what's even the point of him coming back in mid-December to risk injuring it again? Because every egg is in the same basket next year. It's in the hope that a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers can give you 1 to 2 years of joy before retiring. It's another season of wasted time. Mine, yours, every player. It's wasted again. I can't. It's gonna be 13 years since they made the playoffs. We memed endlessly on the Bills, and it was like, what, 16, 17? Like, we memed them into the ground. My voice is gone, by the way. It's comical. Like, objects in the mirror closer than they appear, man. That time frame's creeping up on the Jets mighty damn quick. And it's another season of nothingness. Nothingness. Like, look in the past decade. Literally, every other team in the sport of football over the past decade can look to the past in that time span and find at least a playoff run. Some of them can find Super Bowl wins and Super Bowl appearances or deep playoff runs. The highlight of the past decade of being a Jets fan is, hey, remember in 2015 when they were 10-6 but missed the playoffs? That was interesting because at least the offense could move the ball. And this year, the highlight of the season has been a documentary! Like, I'm sitting here watching this game and I'm just like, God, I wish I had the feeling I had watching Hard Knocks. That's where I'm at. I'm like, God, the good old days of interviews. I have nothing else. This is more so, these aren't even recaps anymore. I put recap in the title. These are just the mental decline of me as a individual watching the New York Jets. Like, this laid out on a timeline it's just me slowly becoming more and more insane every year as it builds to the penultimate finale where I'm going to sit on the floor in week 17 talking about how it sucks, but at least you'll have blank next year, and that's hope enough for us all until then, and it isn't gonna change anything. I have nothing for you. I have this incredible reaction, and that's it. It's another year of waste. And I'm just sitting here terrified of how long it's going to be before players like Sauce Gardner, like Quinnen Williams, like Quincy Williams, like Bryce Huff, Jermaine Johnson, before these great young guys, these stars, phenoms, generational talents in the case of this guy, Mr. Sauce, before they say, I'm done, screw this team, and an offense that can't, in a timeline of offenses that are setting records, you roll out of bed and you're throwing 20 touchdowns. And you are probably not going to have 10 passing touchdowns on the year. At this rate, you're not. Like, really just wrap your head around that fact. Like, I'm in fear of when these defensive players, I don't want to say wise up, but, like, finally have taken enough lumps from this joke of a franchise and offense. And the next two games that you have, you play Buffalo and Miami. You're getting killed in both of them. Like, the Buffalo one's going to be close because somehow you always play Buffalo close. Like, for some reason, Josh Allen just forgets how to play football against you. So you'll probably only lose that one like 20-14. Wait, no, they don't score touchdowns. 20-15. Bang. 5 field goals. Greg, the leg is going to come in, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even want to think about the Miami game. Like, that defense is going to be on the field every single play. And, like, God bless our defense. They're going to get cooked. I am petrified of that game against Miami. So I'll be here after the Bills game to talk about that. I'm just 31 other teams. And I'm a Jets fan. If you somehow, maybe you laughed at it. Maybe it's ironic for you. Maybe it's cathartic pain. I don't know what you guys take from this. If you enjoyed listening to this, just hit the little subscribe button. It'd make me a little bit happier. Just think about this. Wrap your head around this, fellas. If you hit the subscribe button, or if you like the video, that action is going to bring me more joy than a multi-billion-dollar sports franchise. And you can do it with just a little boop. So I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Jets.